So here we are on a very, very special edition of Cricbuzz Unplugged in an idyllic setting. Now let me just set the scene for you. You think of the names like Sir Vivian Richards and Brian Lara. Yes, they've had stadiums named after them after they finished playing. But you look around the world and there is only one man, one maestro, who had a stadium named after him while he was still playing, and that has to make him a true rock star. Daren Sammy, welcome to Cricbuzz Unplugged.
Thank you very much. You see, I still got to pinch myself every time you say that. I can't believe I got a stadium named after me whilst I'm still playing.
I mean, what do you feel like every time you walk out there knowing that it's your stadium? I mean, normally I think of a person who's a young kid who's a bully, who comes and plays, and when he gets out, he takes his stuff and goes home. But you're not like that. Yet you've got the stadium named after you.
It's like you just got to give credit to the St Lucian people for the love and the support they've showed all over the years throughout my career, and yeah, it's something that is truly humbling. But look, I'm proud of what I've achieved, and every time I drive past there, because I don't live far from there, and I have to check out. It's not Bossage anymore. It's the Daren Sammy cricket ground, and it's an amazing feeling, and one I'll cherish and be proud of till the times I spent on Earth.
What was it like growing up here? Because people have grown up in many places where cricketing facilities come easily to you, but in a small, quiet island like St Lucia, to become an international cricketer, what was it like growing up?
Look, I grew up in an era where West Indies dominated cricket. So every child, every community, all on the streets, on the beach, cricket was the sport being played. So I grew up in the community of Miku, that's on the east coast of the island. And yeah, my brothers and my cousins, my mom is the last of 15, so you could imagine the grandchildren around playing together. So, we grew up playing cricket, going to church, going to school, like typically everybody in the Caribbean, and cricket was my first love. And you start playing it as fun, in the backyard, and then the older you grow, your skill now and your passion becomes something you could turn into a career, and that's what has happened to me.
Thanks to Daren being such a wonderful host, we are working. I mean, it's a working day in this wonderful backdrop. Daren, look at that.
Yeah, look, St Lucia, in a few words. Before it used to be simply beautiful. Now it is, let her inspire you. It's, apparently I guess it's a female, the island is female, and that's why it's so beautiful. You look at the backdrop, and that's just a piece. You travel the country, you will find so many things you love about the country, but I also believe the country is not the country without the people, and I would encourage anybody, if you've not traveled to St Lucia, you've not traveled in the world. And I'm looking at in the camera. If you've not traveled to St Lucia, you've not traveled the world. You come to this simply beautiful place, and I'm guaranteed it will inspire you. You will always come back.
Daren, last year I interviewed the Honourable Alan Chastanet, the Prime Minister of St Lucia, and my first question to him was, yes, you run the country, but who's the real Prime Minister? And he was very honest. He said, Daren Sammy. Now I can see you're not just Prime Minister, you're Tourism Minister as well.
Look, I'm a patriot. Anything, look, if you watch my cap, flag of St Lucia, map of St Lucia, we have this shirt, it says the Denry segment. We've created our own genre of music, and I must give thanks to, I know the government now supports this Denry segment, putting St Lucia on the map. And to Roger Harper, when he was coach of the pro team here in St Lucia, I always thought he used to pick on me. And then he said to me one time, to whom much is given, much is expected. And it has stuck with me till then, and it is when you've achieved a certain level of success, it's up to you to give back, whether it be through promoting the island, helping the youth develop, and other things you give back to show your appreciation. And I think it's my role and duty to showcase my island the best way possible.
I'm glad you brought us on to this wonderful, the biggest party in sport, the Caribbean Premier League. When you have islands like this and you have places like this, it means so much for West Indies cricket to try and revive it all over again.
Yes, it is. Obviously, like I said, our cricket internationally, apart from T20s, have really taken a blow over the last 2 or 3 decades. And I know the youngsters are trying, and when CPL comes around, the Caribbean comes alive. That's the chance you see to see all the talent on display. They're not together, but in different teams, and it's good. It's a good product. Watching cricket in the Caribbean is different to anywhere else in the world. Obviously, every fan in different islands are passionate. But what you experience here in the Caribbean, you won't experience it anywhere else, and that's how important the Caribbean Premier League is, to the Caribbean players and also the islands that's been showcased on TV. So I think they should also work with the tourist authorities closely to help showcase and market the island. So that's what I'm here doing.
When we talk about the biggest party in sport, it's not just about the music and the partying outside. It's a way of life that really, I think, T20 cricket was made for the Caribbean way.
I'm telling you, and especially, we've had the last major event we had in the Caribbean was in 2010, I think, where we have the World T20. I know the Women's World Cup is coming in November, and games will be here in St Lucia as well. So we get an opportunity to just showcase everything, and the Caribbean is one of the #1 destinations in the world. You let the people know, come enjoy the ambience, come enjoy the place, lovely beaches, lovely sun, and you have a great time. But the Caribbean Premier League is truly the biggest party in sport, where you get everything.
But there are times, obviously, when it comes to Daren's team, there have been some ups and downs. How important is it, Daren, for you to have a sense of humor? I remember, I can narrate a quick incident. Last year, we were at the casino in St Kitts, and St Lucia had lost several games on the trot, but yet he had a smile on his face. You walked up to the table, you won, you cleaned up the roulette table, and you said, "It's the only thing I'm winning."
That is true. Look, you've been modest. We've had a terrible campaign, not only this year, last year as well. And I try to pinpoint why. We have some good players, we have the camaraderie in the team is excellent. But we all know cricket is not played on paper. It's what you do out on the pitch. And we've been good in a few games, but we've not really played together. And I still believe, I know Captain Pollard believes, and the dressing room is still really confident and upbeat that we could turn things around. But it gets really tough when you're losing, and I think the different characters, the Andre Fletcher, Keswick Williams, these guys are so jovial. It brings a sense of calm. Let you don't sulk in an area, drown in your sorrows. And myself, I'm a positive thinker, so I will not let a few bad games or performances bring my spirits down. But I would love to see St Lucia coming out and support the St Lucia Stars.
Taking us back, you talk about the resurrection of the West Indian cricket. You were responsible chiefly when it came to 2012, 2016, 2 great triumphs in the T20 format. Even though it was the shortest format and evolving, that was an important time for West Indies cricket, and you were at the helm.
It was important, and after being given the captaincy in 2010, one of the most difficult periods of my life. But I think 2012 was very important, not only for the Caribbean, not only for the team, but for me as captain, earning the respect of my peers. That 2012 was important, and 2 years it took me to learn every single player, and understand what makes them tick, how, what I have to do, what times in the game where I could use them to be most effective for me, and understand every single one of them is different. So in that way, I was really happy about that. I think we missed out on a great opportunity to galvanize the team forward, because soon after that we had a few changes happening, as we had in 2016. We've still not yet seen the champion team play together since then. But all this is circumstances beyond beyond our control. But it's important. The world needs West Indies cricket to be at the top. And even if it's at the top, they need us to be very competitive. And the group of youngsters under Jason Holder, you could see the signs. It won't be tomorrow, it won't be next year. It's a process in which you got to keep building and developing young players. And I really, really hope, maybe, who knows, 5-6 years from now, I'll be in a position where I could help and give back to West Indies cricket for what they've given to me over the last 14, 16 years.
But you talk about the emotional side to Daren Sammy, and one of the memories is at the end of that 2016 World T20. Yes, we remember the 4 sixes from Ricky Brathwaite, but your emotional plea to the West Indies after that was something we hadn't seen from you until that point.
Yeah. I think, after a while, you take enough, you absorb. The sponge absorb until it can't take no more, and the water starts seeping out. I think I was at that point, it was all what I said was truly from my heart and what we experienced. But it's been 2 years now. I've slowly moved past that. I'm on a different chapter. Close to retirement. Looking probably to join you on the commentary team. Going to coaching and stuff like that. So I've really turned the page around. The team has moved on. And I think next year we have the World Cup in England, and the year after that the T20 World Cup. So by then I'll be probably all retired, not playing. I'll be in the commentary box. So it's been a wonderful journey. My international career has been a wonderful one that I will cherish the ups, the downs, because it won't be what it is without the fluctuation of emotions and performances. And I've got my fair share of criticism. I've got my fair share of admiration as well. And I thank God every day that He kept me fit and happy that I could go in every day and do the job that I've loved to do since I was a little boy.
If you look at a few regrets, between 2010 and 13, you were in the Test team, you were in the ODI team, and of course the T20 international team.
Yeah.
It's been a while since you've played at least the first 2 formats. Do you look back and say, maybe I haven't quite got my due from West Indies cricket?
Maybe at one point in time, I used to think so. But when I made my last international speech, I said it could be the last time. I was prepared to face reality, and I've played in a few tournaments after that. Went to Bangladesh, got to the finals with Rajshahi Kings, back-to-back finals with Peshawar Zalmi, which, to me, this is the league I feel the most love, in the PSL. They love me down there, and, they seek after my leadership skills. One in Hong Kong, you were there, and after that, we've had a good campaign here in the Caribbean Premier League, but I've still enjoyed playing cricket, which is the most important thing I tell people. And as long as I have that passion and I'm fit enough, I think I'll continue enjoying playing around the circuit. I'm at peace. I'm happy. That's the most important thing. I'm happy. My family is in a good space, and I'm in a good space. So, yeah, everything in life happens for a reason.
You mentioned the PSL. I mean, seeing you go into Pakistan at a time when there was no cricket happening there, a lot of players not going, it was so refreshing to almost you carrying the message of peace, saying, even though I think you had an army outfit on, and walking with those generals, saying, I'm here and I'm here to make peace and let more people come and play.
Look, last night I was having a conversation with someone I was having a meeting with, and we spoke about humility and forgiveness. Yes, something happened a few years ago, probably a decade ago, and it was really shocking to the world. That's the first time that really happened to a cricket team, and it's cast a shadow for years to come. And when you try to build back, the fans have not seen cricket there since then. And I thought, I was proud to play a small part in bringing the cricket back, and You know, it started with the PSL. We, myself, Jordan, Daren Samuels, going out there and play and experience what it is to play in Pakistan, and I loved it. You know, and since then, West Indies have toured. I think Sri Lanka has toured. Zimbabwe has toured. Hopefully, in the next, in the near future, you see more teams going out there and play and letting the fans, you know, see the heroes play in front of them.
Especially India going there.
Oh yeah, that would be massive. Maybe now Imran Khan is Prime Minister. You know, cricket has a way of uniting the world. So you never know. You never know what could happen, and I think that would be the big message. Once India could probably play a game or two in Pakistan. Till then, I'll continue enjoying the PSL, and hopefully Peshawar Zalmi gets to the finals and playoffs where I get to play in front of such lovely fans.
Just a new trend of why it is that T20 specialists, like the three you mentioned, can become test players.
Yeah, look, Hardik Pandey, Bumrah, and Josh Butler, they've shown, you know, T20 batsmen, T20 players could play test cricket, and I think what they bring in that 11 for the captain is they could fast track the game. You know, Josh Butler scoring 100 in 102 balls or less. You know, they say a test batsman need at least 4.5 hours, 6 hours to score 100. He's scoring it probably in 2 sessions. You know, so it gives the captain time, and guys like Bumrah, who's unique. Normally you'd find these unique type of actions playing T20 cricket. You know, deceiving the batsmen. But now he's playing test cricket, he's fit, he's strong, and he's posing problems and helping their captain or their country win games. So I could foresee a lot. I think it started with Sehwag, Warner, these guys dominating T20 and playing in the test match, and I could foresee a trend like that happening. I'm just so surprised that Kieron Pollard never played a test match. I remember one time we were talking, I was captain and Otis Gibson was coach, and he mentioned why not have him at number 6, because our number 6 was not scoring. Why not have Kieron Pollard at number 6? But you know, that's for another show. But I could foresee more players like that developing into test match cricketers and having an impact on the game.
Well, there can be so much for another show. This is the time we'll have to say a huge thank you to Daren Sammy on this special edition of Cricbuzz Unplugged. In this wonderful setting, he said St Lucia's a beautiful lady. This is the man who has wooed that lady, and together Daren Sammy and St Lucia make the Caribbean a special place.
That's right. Let St Lucia inspire you. Come visit. I'm here waiting for you guys. Come visit.
And thank you for all your words and your inspiration. It's always great chatting, Daren. Thank you.
Pleasure.